Certainly, many are unaware that the Patent Office assigns a secrecy label to any invention it deems could pose a threat to national security. Some patents may retain their classified status for years, while others, for decades. Hello, you're on the NSK Show channel, and today I suggest we talk about forbidden inventions that could have changed our world. Cold fusion. Conspiracy theory enthusiasts believe that humanity has such a resource as inexhaustible energy, known as cold fusion. Its creator is said to be Eugene Malov, but the government keeps the method secret to prevent energy resource prices from falling. In general, cold nuclear fusion is one of the most controversial, contradictory, and even forbidden directions in modern science. The very idea of obtaining huge, practically inexhaustible energy from water, air, and other substances surrounding us all is too good to be true. Especially when it is proposed to be done not in some giant installations, where the substance is heated to stellar temperatures, but in room conditions, literally on a desktop. Eugene Malov was an energetic proponent of cold fusion. He wrote the book Fire from Water, where he examined in great detail the history of the Fleischmann-Pons experiment, nuclear fusion reaction on a desk at the University of Utah. Among other things, the book claims that this group of scientists achieved not just a great synthesis, but something more. Moreover, this experiment was repeated several times. Malov asserts that the results were ridiculed and banned by renowned physicists. On May 14, 2004, Eugene Malov was beaten to death by an unknown assailant. His death, as some suspected, was linked precisely to the nature of his work. Organic energy. Organic energy is a hypothetical form of energy proposed and promoted in the 1930s by psychoanalyst Wilhelm Reich. According to Reich's theory, orgone energy permeates and fills everything around, is not related to the energy of static electricity, and has a blue color. Reich himself considered this energy as a unique life force underlying all known phenomena. He created orgone accumulators for clinical trials and tests. The accumulator's design consisted of alternating layers of organic material and metal. Cotton and aluminum were used in the experiments. Reich claimed that the layer of insulating material attracts orgone energy from space, while the metal layer reflects and retains it. Starting in the early 50s, the Food and Drug Administration began to crack down on medical practitioners offering treatments not accepted by mainstream researchers, especially the American Medical Association. Reich was one of the doctors who fell victim to this persecution. On February 10, 1954, under Sections 301 and 302 of the Medicines Act, a decision was made to ban the production of orgone accumulators and some of Reich's works. The court also ordered the destruction of existing orgone accumulators and all materials about them. 10 of Reich's books, which mentioned orgone energy in one way or another, were also banned. Flexible glass. Flexible glass is considered a legendary lost invention, dating back to the reign of Roman Emperor Tiberius Caesar. Although no physical evidence of such glass has been found to date, there are two main written sources confirming its existence. One of them is Pliny the Elder, Natural History, and the other is the Satyricon, typically attributed to the Roman courtier Petronius. In the story, Pliny reports that flexible glass was made by a glassmaker during the times of Tiberius Caesar. Instead of earning the favor of the Roman emperor, the latter ordered the craftsman to shut down his workshop. This was done to prevent the devaluation of precious metals, namely gold and silver, by this new material. Today, the story of Roman flexible glass is viewed with much skepticism. Nevertheless, there are some theories about how this glass could have been made. One of them, for example, suggests that the Roman glassmaker somehow had access to boric acid or borax. Both substances can be found naturally. By adding a small percentage of boron oxide to the glass mixture, a relatively fragile material can be obtained. It might be added that borax was regularly imported from the East to Europe in the mid-century and was used by jewelers as a flux. Anti-gravity and anti-gravity device. In 1956, Interavia magazine reported significant progress in the study of anti-gravity and electrogravitational movement by Thomas Townsend Brown. Leading American aerospace companies participated in these studies in 1957. Despite Brown's discovery being known to many scientists before, the controversy surrounding his research stemmed from his belief that it could explain the UFO phenomenon. Since then, Brown's research has become something of a global pursuit among amateur experimenters, replicating his early experiments in the form of flying saucers powered by high voltage. In 1992, a Russian independent scientist, Yevgeny Podkletnov, invented a method of complete gravity shielding. During experiments, he placed an object above a superconducting ceramic disc and noticed its weight decreased by almost 2%, the first sign that anti-gravity device might be possible. NASA, Boeing, and other organizations examined Podkletnov's work, but publicly stated it couldn't be true. Some conspiracy theorists believe that these major research centers actually approved and possibly even improved Podkletnov's invention, but are not yet willing to disclose the data. Ozone therapy. Ozone therapy as a treatment method emerged relatively recently in Russia, while it became known to medicine in the US as far back as the 1950s. When discussing ozone therapy as a safe and effective way to address various health issues, one cannot ignore the topic of its limited study. For years, both in Russia and abroad, researchers have been studying the effects of ozone on healthy cells and changes in blood composition. However, there is no consensus on this matter, and no medical community can recommend ozone therapy as an effective method. Many doctors and biochemists believe that ozone has significant healing properties. The emergence of precise medical mechanisms only recently revealed the toxicity of ozone. Despite information about ozone therapy helping to cure many diseases, its therapeutic use is not endorsed by health authorities. Moreover, in some countries, the sale of ozone generators, their medical use, as well as research and clinical trials of ozone therapy may result in medical institutions losing their licenses. Nikola Tesla's mechanical oscillator. There is a whole story associated with Tesla's oscillator. Once, while experimenting with mechanical generators, Nikola Tesla allegedly caused several buildings to resonate, leading to multiple complaints to the police. As the speed increased, it affected the resonant frequency of the building in which Tesla was located. Realizing the danger of his actions too late, he was forced to use a sledgehammer to end the experiment when surprised police arrived at the scene. The popular show Mythbusters on the Discovery Channel explored Tesla's experiment to create an earthquake machine. They conducted a physical phenomenon known as mechanical resonance on a modern transport bridge designed to withstand such forces. During the experiment, the steel reflected the single beam of their generator, and no earth-shattering effect was observed. However, it's worth noting that during Tesla's experiment, buildings were not yet constructed to withstand such resonance. The official name of the earthquake machine is the electromechanical oscillator, or simply Tesla's oscillating oscillator. The essence of the device is to create oscillations occurring at a tunable frequency that can be adjusted to match the natural frequency of an object, such as a building structure. Tesla's research on resonance began during his time working with Edison. Nikola Tesla explored acoustic, electrical, magnetic, and mechanical resonance. The first electromagnetic resonator was presented by Tesla at the World's Fair in 1893. Furthermore, Tesla lectured on the electromechanical resonator and even presented drawings of his device. Attempts to recreate the resonator based on Tesla's patents and drawings completely failed. The reason for this was not the theoretical impossibility of creating mechanical oscillation of a specific frequency, but the difficulty in tuning the resonator to a variable frequency. This is how the possibility of creating an earthquake machine was debunked, although Nikola Tesla claimed otherwise. That's all for today. Don't forget to like this video and, of course, subscribe to the channel. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.